Watching the Highlight Zone with WANE 15 Sports Director Glenn Marini. Local sports coverage you can count on.
It's the Highlight Zone. Yeah, the Highlight Zone. It's the Highlight Zone. Yeah, the Highlight Zone. It's Friday night. We on the Highlight Zone.
Columbia City is always just a really good team. They're well coached and they always have great players.
It's always going to be a good game with us going head to head.
Big environments like this, I feel like we kind of shine in.
I feel like it'll be crazy. I mean, we always have a good home crowd.
I mean, they're just a great quality basketball team, and I'm anxious to kind of see where we're at right now.
It's two teams that have a lot of pride and a lot of success, and those are the fun games.
It's the Highlight Zone. Yeah, the Highlight Zone. It's the Highlight Zone. Yeah, the Highlight Zone.
It is ladies' night here on the Highlight Zone, and we have got a heaping helping of hoopage. 25 local games to spotlight. That's a high for the season, and that includes the first night of SAC doubleheaders. But we're going to start in the NE8 with two ranked teams going toe-to-toe. Josh Ayen joining us with your Highlight Zone Game of the Week. Josh.
Well, Glenn, coming into Friday's game, both Norwell and Columbia City are ranked in their respective top 10. Norwell is number 2 in the state in the 4A poll, Columbia City number 7 in the 3A poll. But more importantly, both these teams are undefeated going into the NE8. Norwell at Columbia City is your Highlight Zone Game of the Week. Now, Columbia City beat Norwell back in the regular season last year, only to see the Knights get a little payback and take down the Eagles at semi-state on their way to a 3A state title. But the Eagles flying high in the early go, and first quarter, it's Anissa Tonkel knocking them down from distance as the Eagles get on the board there. But you know Norwell can shoot the three themselves. Macy Saul-Frank splashing from deep as Norwell taking a 14-8 lead heading into the second quarter. Now, Amy Shearer's crew would have a tough time stopping this young woman. Vanessa Rossworm, a tough leaner for 2 of her game-high 20 as Norwell leads 28-20 at halftime. Let's go to the third quarter. Addison Norris, reload, and yeah, the bank is still open this late at night. Norris finishing with a dozen, but Columbia City still hanging around in the third quarter. It's Anissa Tonkel off a little takeaway as Columbia City actually able to cut it down to a 6-point deficit, but Norwell able to say goodnight in the fourth quarter. The Knights, how about that no-look pass right there? Rossworm to Ashley Waldman, and Norwell takes care of business, winning 55-43.
We just gave our 100% effort. We always play to the tempo, to the standard, like Thorne always says. We just play to the best of our abilities, and we just go as hard as we can.
Playing together was really important too. Knowing that we have each other and that we need to rely on each other and not just, be selfish with the ball was a key aspect of winning.
We played with toughness, and I thought we fought. And again, the effort was really good, and that's the standard we need to play to come on the road and get a hard-fought win in the conference.
Next up, Norwell's at Woodland on Tuesday night, while Columbia City is going to be at Warsaw that same night. Glenn, it's all you.
All right, with how good Norwell and Columbia City were last year, you might forget Belmont is actually the defending NE8 champ. The Braves at East Noble on Friday. This is Ashley Blakey. You know Miss Blakey and you play for Belmont, you can score the basketball. Belmont in control early. Avery Amstutz, though, for East Noble, getting the bucket here. You know where her dad was actually a good player at Trine back when it was called Tri-State. That's when you know you're getting old, when you call it the old school name. Caitlin Barton coming up here with a bucket, though, for Belmont, and their hot start continues as Belmont takes care of East Noble 59-37. Leo coming in on an 8-3 start. The Lions on the road to face DeKalb. We pick it up in the third quarter. Leo doing work. Taylor Davis Gibson, 3 names, 3 points, and Leo up by 4, 30-26. Carrie Chappelle liking what she's seeing. Wouldn't like this, though. Addie Harris cans the 3 off the good ball, moving straight away. That baby went down. Mark Pixley saying that's just exactly what we teach him at DeKalb. But Leah Chappelle gonna get the layup and the Chappelle show with a victory as Leo goes to DeKalb and wins 56-49. Final stop in the NE8, new Vikings coach Gary Andrews leading Huntington North against New Haven. Third quarter action, Huntington North's dropping bombs. Lucy Reich, that was deep for 3, 38-15. Huntington North in the lead. Here comes Alana Webb. It's been doing damage since her first year at New Haven. Gets the bucket there, but Lucy Reich again splashing from distance as Huntington North wins at Bob Strait Court 66-39. Moving along to the SAC, we got Homestead battling Bishop Dwenger. Pick it up early on. It's Maya Epps with the hoop in the heart. They're going to love her at Louisville. Yeah, the future Cardinal with the bucket and Homestead in control. But here come the Saints. Claire Shortgen driving for two. It goes. But man, Rod Parker's team, just too much firepower. Aggie Bell really stepping up this season for Homestead as Homestead takes care of Dwenger 77-16. Northrop tied with Homestead for first place in the SAC coming into Friday. The Bruins at Bishop lures Miriam Wiss. Heck of a softball player, knocks down the three. It's 21-7 Northrop, but the story of this game is this young lady right here, Kayla Williams-Thomas. 22 points, 10 assists, 10 steals. Yeah, a triple-double for the senior from Northrop. You'll see Elise Jones bury the three here, the lefty stroke, but Northrop wins at Lures 65-27 behind that triple-double. Snyder looking for its third win in the last 4 games as the Panthers at WANE. First quarter action, oh yeah, it's Janaea Cooper. She is back and healthy and hitting threes. That's good news for the Panthers and not so good news for the rest of the SAC. Snyder jumps out to an 8-zip lead. WANE working the glass. It's Zier Atkinson with the bucket, and that's their first basket of the game. Snyder was up 21-0. It's now 21-2. Second quarter action, Brooklyn Robinson, no sleep till Brooklyn. She gets the bucket as Snyder takes care of business 57-14 at WANE. Let's go to Charger Fieldhouse. Carroll hosting Concordia. The Cadets, led by this young lady, future Mastodon Olivia Bollinger. Just hit 1,000 points in her career last week, but Ava Meyer is going to play college ball for the Bethel Pilots. She aviates her way to a bucket, 31-9 Carroll. Then it's Bollinger. Watch this tough one go down. Seems like she's going to be a good fit in Maria Marquesano's offensive system, but Concordia down by 20 there. You'll see Lily George, who's going to play college ball at Huntington University, chopping away next year for the Foresters. Carroll wins this one 61-33. The annual Reichert Hay Series in full swing. It's the basketball equivalent of the totem pole game as Northside at Southside, and Britannia Diedrich Williams for 3. She was feeling it in this game. More on her in a second. You'll see freshman Tamaya Belcher get the 2 for the Legends, but this game all about Diedrich Williams. Watch her with the and one. She had 39 points. Britannia Diedrich Williams and Southside a winner 53-36. Former Southside boys basketball, Northside boys basketball star Justin Jordan. Now the girls coach at Whitko. His Wildcats ranked 7th this week in the 2A poll. Whitko taking on Manchester. That was Jenna Stonebreaker with the 2. It made it 9-zip. Olivia Stevens for Manchester gets the deuce for the Squires, but Hazel Leffers for the Wildcats with the bucket right there to make it 19-4, and Whitko rolls in this one. They got a good team, 73-45. Let's stay in the Three Rivers Conference as Southwood off to a 6-1 start this season. The Knights hosting county rival Northfield, who came in 6-3. That's Olivia Pershing with the hoop in the harm. That's the first basket of the game. Coming the other way now, Northfield's Tegan Bear with the left-handed layup, and the Norse are on the board. And here they come again. It's Lainey Hoppert with the bucket as Northfield wins this one 57-45. Matt Hines and company with a nice road win. In the NECC, Eastside 9-0 coming in. The Blazers ranked 5th in the state in 2A. Mike Lordy's team at Prairie Heights. We picked this one up in the second quarter. Lucy Kitchen. That Kitchen is on fire. She nails the 3. Eastside jumps out to a 25-2 lead. Then Taylor Mack. You saw the outside game. How about the inside game from the Blazers? She lays it home 31-2 Eastside. Prairie Heights, hey, give them credit, no give up. They get on the floor and they get the bucket. It's Peyton Gibson with the jumper as Eastside, though, rolls to 10-0, 60-18 the final. Fairfield only a half game behind Eastside in the conference standings coming in. The Falcons on the road at Lakeland. First quarter action, Madison Jones. Hard to keep up with the Joneses when they can ball like that. She gets Fairfield on the board with the first bucket of the game. There's a Kyle Hartman sighting as well. Later, it's Mackenzie Carlson with the 3. One of the few Lakeland highlights we've had in the last few years that doesn't feature Dolce. It's a bucket for the Lakers, but here comes Madison Jones with the pilfer and the pair as Fairfield takes care of the Lake Show 53-28. Former Dwenger coach Steve Wiktorowski in his first year as the head coach at West Noble. Coach Wick and the Chargers hosting Busco. And this is Addison Burns burning up the net with that triple 3-zip West Noble. That's the first basket of the game. Later, Elise Mead. And Elise with the sweet release. It's good. Nothing but net there. 8-2 West Noble out to an early lead. Busco's Patricia Wiggs going to score one here for the Eagles as Wiggs gets the bucket, but Busco can't overcome the Chargers. 55-38. Chargers win in Ligonier. In the ACAC, conference leading Bluffton at Woodland. Tigers ranked 14th in the 2A state poll, and this was a good one. It's Savannah Scheinman with a bucket for Woodland. They led by 4 in the first. Going the other way, Dave Randall trying to get some defense going, but Conleon says, She gets the bucket. It's a tough one. Bluffton within 2, but Woodland, man, in this ball game back and forth all night long. Alyssa Anderson, one of their top players, nails it, and Woodland with a win over Bluffton, 58-55 to shake up the ECAC. Final stop for girls. Warsaw ranked 5th in the state in 4A. Last year's state runner-up was at Plymouth, and this one in Warsaw rolling early. Alexis Neely with the 3 right there, and then it's Brooke Zartman. She is signed with Miami University in Oxford, Ohio, the Harvard of the Midwest, going to be a future Red Hawk. And then Jocelyn Bricker going to team up with the Jackson Twins and Addie Baxter next season at Butler. Bricker working the break for a pair as Warsaw takes care of Plymouth 80-17. Well, that is going to do it for the ladies tonight, but after a quick timeout, hey, it is time to hit the hardwood for the fellas. At Paul Bateman Gymnasium, that means Garrett hosting an undefeated Angola team. It would go to overtime. We got the highlights. Plus, it's the first full night of SAC boys play. We're going to hit up every conference game, including Northside and Southside, Snyder at Wayne and Homestead versus Dwenger. We're above the rim. Next on the Highlight Zone.
We are the Wicco Wildcats. You're watching the Highlight Zone. Don't go anywhere. Yeah!
We're the Wayne Generals.
And you're at the Highlight Zone.
When it comes to the SAC, the Generals marching to the last 3 conference titles in a row, but with graduation hitting them hard, Wayne relying on some relatively new but talented faces this season. Generals opening their title defense against up-and-coming Snyder. No Anthony Brewer on the sideline for this one. Picking up in the third quarter, there was Xavier Wilson, and X marks the spot. He drains the 3, and Snyder up double digits in the third. Wayne answering. How about, LaShawn Green to Javante Eldridge, 6'5", 242. Kid's only a sophomore. He slams it home. But speaking of slams, in the fourth quarter, Lane Patterson is going to put this baby away. Patterson hammers it home. The DeRosset kid had a good night as well as Snyder wins at Wayne. Your final 73-55. Northside versus Southside at Reichert Gymnasium. The Archers off to an impressive 4-0 start, but Northside looking good here. It's Sebastian Moore laying it home, and then you'll see Max Goheen in the lane, floats it up and in, and Shabazz colleagues team giving the Archers a battle on their home floor. But Corte Wallace to Terrence Jordan. Jordan with the bucket right there, and then Corte shooting threes is his forte. As you take a look at this triple from Corte Wallace, they needed every point as Southside wins it 64-60 in the battle of North and South. Lures football coach Kyle Lindsay honored for his 100th win before the Lures boys game against Northrop, and Northrop looking good in the early going. It's Zeke Harris high off the glass with the kiss right there. And Principal Coughing says, you know what, if you don't play better defense than that, you're going to get detention or maybe a demerit. Well, Lures does it. It's Keon Crow with the steal and the lay-in, and then more transition game from Bishop Lures. It's Crow to Carmody Davis, and he lays it home as Lures doubles up Northrop 84-42. Homestead's Mac Welker, one of the IBCA Players of the Week for the state of Indiana. Welker leading the Spartans of Dwenger, and that's Mac Welker doing what Mac Welker does. He slams one home. There would be more from Mr. Welker coming up, but here come the Saints. Luke Dykhusen nails the triple. However, I mentioned Mr. Welker. He's got some compatriots on that team as well. Jake Kuhlman with the pilfer, and Mac Welker with a punch as Homestead wins at Dwenger 67-41. Final stop in the SAC, we got Concordia, we got Carroll with a win. The Chargers off to a 3-1 start. Third quarter action, Eli Trent trying to make sure that doesn't happen. He finds Evan Armstead for the easy 2. Carroll, though, up by 9, 29-20. How about Carroll moving the basketball? Classic Chris Benedict offense. Carter Middleton nails the 3, and it's a 13-point lead for the Chargers in the third. And then Jack Van Order, just what the doctor ordered, a pilfer and a pair, as Carroll takes care of Concordia Charger Fieldhouse 66-39, the final there. In the NECC, 2 conference title contenders squaring off at Paul Bateman Gymnasium. Garrett hosting the Angola Hornets. First quarter action, Garrett's Isaiah King. Man, it is good to see this guy fully healthy, at least if you're anybody but Angola. He nails it, and Angola, however, up in the early going. Later in the first quarter, it's Ryan Stuckey, 6'4", strong like bull. He lays it in, and Angola out to a 12-3 lead. More from Angola, it's sophomore Crew Weber, just like they drew it up, and Angola wins 67-58 in overtime in a key NECC showdown. At the Eagles Nest in Churubusco, Gabe Garman's team with only their second game of the year. Busco facing South Adams. Long drive from Byrne, and Derek McCain says, you know what, we got to make it worth our while. He drains the 3, and the Starfires up by 5 in the first. Josiah Morales for Busco has the Eagles flying high with a deep 3 right there. That knots the game in the first quarter, but Jack Swanner, man, they got some athletes on this team that play multiple sports at South Adams. Warner is one of those guys. He gets the bucket as South Adams wins 78-40 at the Eagles Nest. In Fremont, the Eagles looking to snap a 3-game losing streak as Fremont hosting Hamilton. Picked this one up in the first quarter. Taylor Rodriguez with the jumper, and the Eagles jumping out to a 15-2 lead. Later, Rodriguez showing the outside game, drills the 3 from the corner. In the second quarter, you're going to see the Marines go inside. It's Austin Wilby with the turnaround to go, but Hamilton falls to Fremont 64-23. At Tippy Valley, the Vikings led by new coach Eli Henson. All Henson did was lead Manchester to the 2A state title last year. Tippy Valley facing Brownsburg. This is a tough matchup. Owen Amondi, the junior, drills the 3 from the corner. Then it's Amondi with the nice handoff to Wes Parker for the bucket. But Brownsburg too tough in this one as the Bulldogs top the Vikings 66-39 in Death Valley. Stay tuned. Your Highlight Zone Gem of the Night Plus. Oh, yeah, we're talking about
We're at the Komets game and we'll be right back with more Highlight Zone. Woo!
I'm Santa Claus, and you're watching the Highlight Zone. Ho, 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 ho. Merry Christmas, everyone.
Here at Peter Franklin Jewelers, we are proud to support local high school athletics. That's why we continue to sponsor the Highlight Zone on WANE TV.
Congratulations to this week's winner of the Gem of the Night, presented by Peter Franklin Jewelers.
Want to do a gem for the girls and one for the boys, but I couldn't decide between 2 plays for the girls, so I'm going to do them both. Kayla Williams-Thomas, a triple-double, 22 points, 10 assists, 10 steals. And then Britannia Diedrich-Williams, 39 points for the Archers. Man, 2 amazing performances from 2 ladies in the SAC. And on the boys' side, how about Lance Patterson? Slamming one home for the Snyder Panthers, who go into Wayne and beat the 3-time defending SAC champs. Congratulations to Lane Patterson, Britannia Diedrich-Williams, and Kayla Williams-Thomas. They are your winners of this week's Peter Franklin Jewelers Gem of the Night. Finally, the Komets with their annual teddy bear toss game. Fans getting to toss stuffed animals on the ice after the first goal to be collected for local charities. It took less than 5 minutes. Matter of fact, 4:35 in, Matthew Brown bringing them down. Matthew Brown's goal. Bring out the teddy bears, folks. Yeah, Goodwill collected them. They're going to local charities. That includes Lutheran Children's Hospital. It's all good stuff. One of the best nights of the year. If you're out at the Coliseum and you're a Komets fan, you want to know what the total is? 3,254 stuffed animals collected. Over 3,000 stuffed animals collected. That's the good news. The bad news is the Komets were up 3-0 after the first period and ended up falling in this one to Kansas City by a final of 5-4. Kansas City with a victory as the Case will host Kalamazoo tomorrow night at 7:30, then play at Kalamazoo on Sunday. That should be 3 o'clock at Wings Event Center. And don't forget, the Colts will be in action this weekend as well. You can see that game with whoever the heck is playing quarterback for them. 4:25 against the Seattle Seahawks on Sunday right here on WANE TV. As always, your home for Colts football. And then don't forget before that to catch the Bills-Patriots game at 1 o'clock as we've got a doubleheader coming your way. For Josh Ayen, I'm Glenn Marini, and that is going to do it for this week's edition of the Highlight Zone.